Hey 301ers!
This is our video. Enjoy.
Prolonged endurance training has been shown by many studies to increase aerobic performance measured by an increased VO2 max, as well as increased aerobic metabolic enzymes, intramuscular glycogen stores, and the density of mitochondria in muscle cells. In contrast, strength training has been shown by studies to increase muscle hypertrophy and increase neural adaptations which help increase strength. Before this study, no data has been presented to show the neural activation of muscles trained using endurance and strength techniques. The purpose of the study is to look at the effects of strength and endurance training against the effects of just strength training. 27 healthy men were used for this investigation. There were 16 participants in the strength training group with a mean age of 38 and a mean height of 179 centimeters. In the strength and endurance training group, there were 11 participants with a mean age of 35 and the mean height being 181 centimeters. The total duration of the study was 22 weeks, with the first week of the study being used as a control, where no strength or endurance training was given to them, but they continued their normal daily activities.
The 5 measurements in this experiment include muscle strength, EMG measurements, muscle CSA, aerobic endurance, and anthropometry. The workouts were carried out twice per week. S and SC group did a bilateral leg press, bilateral and unilateral knee extension. David 200 machine was used. 4 to 5 other exercises were included for main muscle groups, like bench press and triceps pushdowns. The weight used by each subject was determined by percentages of their 1 rep max. The SE group also did an endurance workout twice per week. 30 minutes on an ergometer, 30 minutes cycling, 30 minutes walking. Perform on aerobic threshold level, which was determined prior to the study.
The results of the experiment included physical characteristics in which the strength group had no change, and the strength endurance group had a significant decrease in body fat percentage. For the bilateral 1 rep max leg extension, the strength group had an increase of 21%, while the strength endurance group had an increase of 22%. The maximal bilateral isometric extension force had an increase of 22% for the strength group, while the strength endurance group had an increase of 21%. The strength group increased 18%, and the strength endurance group increased 22% for the maximal unilateral knee flexion force. For the strength endurance group in particular, there was a VO2 max increase of 18.5% with a maximal power increase of 17%. The intensity required to reach aerobic threshold increased by 16%, and it increased an aerobic threshold of 14%. There was no change.
This study monitored hypertrophy at the cellular and whole body level combined with voluntary neural activation measures of the thigh musculature. Increases in maximal voluntary neural activation of the trained muscles were also observed, but did not differ between the two groups. Training-induced adaptations in the neuromuscular system are known to differ according to the specific mode of exercise used for strength training.